So when I was a kid, I dreamed a lot about becoming a superhero. And, basically the idea was by the time I hit puberty, I'd get bit by a radioactive spider or maybe hit with gamma radiation. And when I think about it, the reason why I wanted to be a superhero was because I just wanted the attention. Everybody to cheer when I saved the day. Not because doing it because it's the right thing to do. Well, I didn't get bit by a radioactive spider, and that dream of becoming a superhero, that kind of fizzled, took a back seat. But one dream that did come true, I did a study abroad in Antwerp, Belgium, and made some great Belgian friends there, my Belgian crew, and once a week we would have these movie nights, and basically just go over, watch a movie, drink wine, and then pass out. I've done it a couple times. It was amazing. And this one night, though, I couldn't go to sleep because Tom and Pablo, they just started dating, and they would not shut up. Tom is a Israeli Belgian, and the first time I met him, he said, "Look, I'm not yelling at you. This is how I talk." and Pablo, if we ever went to a party and Pablo was there, from across the room, you would just hear, "Hey!" So them together were loud. And eventually I got fed up and I was like, I'm just gonna go home. And I walk out, it's about 3 a.m., it's rainy, it's cold, a little scary. So I developed what I call strong walk. And basically, this is a strong walk. And two things come from strong walk. Either people think I'm insane, and they won't mess with me, or they think I'm a total badass and they won't mess with me. But I'm strong walking home, and on my path, I hear people having sex, right? And I remember thinking, oh my God, Europeans are so free. This is amazing. And as fate would have it, I'm strong walking home, and I walk by them. There they are. And I see them, and I go, oh, there they are. Get about 5 steps. And then all of a sudden, I got hit with this overwhelming sensation. Like, that is wrong. And it's cold. Who does that? And the feeling was really powerful. And I can only imagine that's what Spider-Man feels whenever there's trouble. And so something said I had to go back. I go back. And I just tell myself, I'm just going to stand there and make my presence known. I walk back. There they are on the ground. There is a street light behind me, and my shadow's cast over them. And I'm just standing there. The guy stops moving. He gets up. He gets into my face. And he just stares at me. Doesn't say a word. Just looking at me. And I'm expecting him to say something, you know. He says nothing. He just runs away. That girl was being raped. That confirmed it. She was still on the ground. I'm in shock. She's getting up very slowly, and I'm keeping my distance, because this girl was just attacked by a man. I didn't help her up because I thought being touched by a man is the last thing she needs at this moment. She gets up, kind of comes to her senses, and just starts talking to me in Flemish. I have no idea what she's saying, but she's just talking a mile a minute. I eventually get her to calm down. I'm like, look, I'm American, I'm English, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. She comes to, starts telling me what happened. She was just with some friends at a bar. They just walked out. She just split away. And this guy just grabbed her and dragged her to this spot. At that point, I'm like, okay, well, let's go to a police station. Let's, I looked at his face. I mean, that guy stared at me. I can still see his face today. We could do the sketch thing. Didn't find one, but we traded numbers. I gave her my umbrella, and I said, look, why don't we go to a police station, tomorrow or whatever. We keep in touch, and she doesn't want to go to the police, but she just wanted to return my umbrella. I didn't really care about it, but she said, no, I'll give your umbrella back, let's talk. We met up at this coffee shop, and she bought me a coffee, gave me my umbrella back, and we sat there for about an hour and just had a really nice talk. We didn't talk about that night at all. I was explaining to her what I was doing in Belgium. I was learning Spanish. because that was the only class I could take that counted to my credit. And if you know anything about Belgium, it's very small and divided in half. Half speak French, half speak Flemish. There's no Spanish. It makes no sense. She's an English teacher. She spoke English very well. And we finished our coffees. And just as we're about to part ways, she just says, "Thank you." And I knew she wasn't thanking me for buying me a coffee. She was talking about that night. And I just looked at her and I said, "You're welcome." And in that moment, that kind of, I realized, in a weird way, that's the moment when the hero gets thanked, and I didn't need a special suit or a magic hammer to save the day. I just needed to listen to that voice and stand there. And I was really glad that I went back and stood there to help her out. And I was also really glad that Tom and Pablo didn't shut up. Thank you, everybody.